Welcome back to the dojo. On today's episode, we have our Liam's Facts, our top 5 golf movies because of the Masters this weekend, our slang terms, our Ask a Sensei, and our fight scene for the week. So make sure you like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the show, everybody. Welcome back to the dojo, everybody. This is True Talk with TruMotion, where a couple of guys talk about how to make the world a better place and hopefully make your day a little bit better in the process. My name is Mark, followed by my co-host Tony.
What's up?
He is back in the studio today.
Here.
We had Chris substitute last week.
Oh, how'd that go?
It was good.
Oh, good.
It was good. He's finally starting to heal up from his heel surgery in...
Dude, you were telling me about that.
Last May. Apparently his wound has finally closed. It's taken like almost 8 months for it to close. He has a PICC line for antibiotics, and he's had wound vacs, and it's been a nightmare. So,
I mean, I guess this should be like a lesson to all of us. Like, you know what? Hey, don't get your surgery done at that, the alley bodega,
Yeah. It's be very careful. Yeah, and the crazy thing is like heel spurs are like a very minimal invasive surgery.
Right.
Like super, quote unquote, simple.
Yeah.
But you can just never can tell. So,
dude, when things go sideways medically, it's like they go sideways big.
Yeah. And fast.
And
Way fast.
Which again, I mean, it's one of those things that I think we take for granted, that the medical advances that we have today.
Oh yeah.
Like just to think about, 50 years ago, I don't think they would have even done that surgery.
No.
And
it's funny how like all of my I guess I've really only had like 3 surgeries, but my most routine surgery gave me the most problems.
Oh yeah.
Like, because you've had the same surgery when you broke your nose and you got it realigned and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the surgery itself wasn't very long. It's super easy. The recovery, sucks because you got those like balloons in your nose. But like, that was probably my toughest surgery I've ever had.
It was definitely the most, I hate to say this, like for post recovery, getting that done on my nose after I broke it in the test. It was like a 3rd degree test, wasn't it? Yeah, dude. Oh. The recovery on that one was a nightmare. And the thing that sucked about it is I had mine done on a Friday. Because I was like, yeah, I'll just get it. Like, it's going to be quick. They're going to set my nose, whatever. I'll actually go back and run the studio today.
No.
And so, of course, you're kind of still drugged up and loopy. I get home, and then the drugs start to wear off. And of course, I was like, I'm okay. It's just my nose, and kind of got behind on the pain meds. And oh my gosh! And here's the other thing: is that when I had that done, they changed the law here in Utah, where they couldn't prescribe as many narcotics as they did in the past.
Yeah.
And so I think I had a grand total of like 5 pills. And the guy was like, and I like did the 2 on Friday, and then that meant that I only had 3 more for the weekend. And he ended up giving me a call like on Saturday or something like that, and was just like, hey, I just want to call and make sure how you doing, what's up. And I'm like, I just laughed. I said, do you do a lot of nose jobs? Because I did it with an ENT plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
And he laughed. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, generally women. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, do you ever tell them how much it's going to hurt afterwards? And he says, do you think I'd be able to do as many as I do if I told them that? And I'm like, well, at least you're honest, because that sucks.
Yeah, it's funny because like I honestly don't really remember the pain from my nose. I just remember I had to spend the night in the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No, like when they came in and did, like the anesthesiologist, how they always come in
Right,
and be like,
right.
hey, blah, blah, blah. And they just kind of give you the Reader's Digest version of what's going down.
Right.
Well, our anesthesiologist, we did this at Salt Lake Regional.
Uh-huh.
Never going back there ever again. That place is garbage.
Sketch as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The anesthesiologist comes in and lists me everything that could and will go wrong. And it's like, am I okay to do this surgery? Like,
Yeah.
I felt very nervous. And after he left, I looked at Shanna and I go, that was weird, right? And she goes, yeah, I don't know if we should do this surgery. And we about
bounced at that point.
yeah. Like I'm laying on the table, or not the table, the stretcher,
the bed thing.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm about ready to get up and like, we're leaving.
Yeah.
But I stayed, and I usually come out of anesthesia really, really well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm super calm. Apparently I woke up extremely agitated and like tried to leave, like blood was going everywhere.
Oh no. Oh no.
And my oxygen levels wouldn't get back high.
Right.
So like I spent about 3 hours in the recovery room, and granted, they're not telling Shanna anything.
Of course, yeah.
So she's in the waiting room and everybody's coming and going, and she's sitting there for like 3 hours with nobody telling her nothing. They came out, be like, hey, he's out of surgery. It went well. He's in recovery. That's the only thing that they told her.
Right.
And my O2 levels wouldn't rise.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they're like, hey, you got to breathe deep. And I'm like, I am. And like,
it said the same thing to me too.
Like, I'm trying, and granted, I kind of went in with a slight stuffy nose to begin with. So now you can't breathe through your nose.
Right.
And you're just trying to breathe like through your mouth
to get the O2 stats up.
Yeah, my O2 levels wouldn't raise at all.
Yeah.
And then finally Shanna's in the lobby and just is like tell me where he is, or I'm just gonna start walking back there and opening doors. Like, tell me where he is. And I remember they switched me from a bed to a chair, and then they sent me to the secondary recovery room, and I just remember kind of nodding off because I was tired.
Yeah.
And then my O2 levels dropped really low.
Yeah.
And then I woke up and everybody's like running around me. They're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I just want to go home.
Yeah. And they're like, we can't let you go home because you probably will die.
And they're like, are you sure you're fine? I'm like, yeah. Like, I don't know what everybody's like freaking out about. So then they're like, we're going to have to admit you. And they sent me to ICU.
No way.
Yeah. I went to ICU and I walk into my room and I'm standing there, not even laying in the bed. I'm standing in the room, and the nurses come in and they're like,
what are you doing?
Yeah, like, why are you here? And I'm like, that's a good question. Why am I here? And I spent the night in the hospital, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. But
right.
Yeah, that it's like made me not want to do surgeries again after that.
Oh, dude, ever again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
So-
with mine, it was funny because I remember how bad it, like, because that's the thing, like, because I've, the other surgery that I had was the screws that are in my ankle, and because it was so far removed from my head, you can kind of block it out.
Yeah.
You can kind of just like focus on other things, whatever. But whenever something's happening like right here in your face and you can't get rid of it, and it like hurts every time you breathe, oh, dude, yeah, and that's the other thing, like my ankle still, like, to this day, kills me every day.
Yeah.
And even though I like, trying to keep it mobile, trying to keep it moving and everything else, you're just like, yeah, I know I needed to like have my ankle screwed and everything else because I broke it. But I mean, crap, that was like 20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
And so, and it affects everything that you do in your life, and it limits you to what you can do.
Oh yeah. I know that with my shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you have like this buddy of mine, he's in the choir with me, and I think it was last summer. He was like, yeah, we're doing this big, like hike and stuff like this, and we're going to go camping. Like,
You're like, no,
you should come with us. And I was like, dude, like, I totally would if I know that my ankle wouldn't crap out 3 miles in,
yeah,
on uneven terrain with an extra, like, 30 to 40 pounds of weight on my back and everything else as we go through, the mountains and the trails and stuff like that. I said, no, I'd be completely destroyed by day 2.
Speaking of camping, make sure you block out August 7th, 8th, and 9th.
August 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yep.
Cool.
It's a retreat.
Dude, that's so many good memories from the retreat.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, bring your kids, bring Cammy, bring all of them.
Oh, man.
And we're really doing it a little different this year,
Mm-hmm.
where, we're not having anybody hike in. It's like,
oh, no way. Everybody just drive up.
Just drive. It's like, we don't want to deal with that, trying to coordinate people meeting at the trailhead, because you can't park your car there, so you got to have someone drop you off.
Yep.
And then, yeah, there's hey, we're going to put together a flyer with directions and what to bring.
Yep.
And just, we're going to give a loose itinerary, and it's one of those, if you want to do it, you can do it.
Right.
So, because I remember previous retreats, it's no, everybody does the workout.
Right.
It's no, people don't. Some people just want to go up, sit by the campfire, and read.
Right.
Just let them do that.
Right.
So.
Well, and that was, to add some constructive criticism to the retreat, I think having people drive up, because by the time we did the last one,
oh yeah,
I would almost say half of the people drove up anyway.
Yeah.
Very few people actually did the hike all the way up into the campground.
And they're not hiking out.
Yeah. And they're trying to coordinate to have all their stuff put in a truck so that they can have it taken up to the campsite.
Yep.
So then they can hike up. And it just was, it got to the point where you're like, all right, I understand. You know. The other thing that we had a lot of people, voice concern on was we would kind of have an itinerary, but the itinerary wasn't even written down anywhere so that they had that beforehand.
Yeah.
And it was no, it's going to be a surprise or whatever. I was dude, be professional about this. Any type of 3-day retreat, camping retreat, whatever, it is spelled out.
Mm-hmm.
This is what time breakfast is. This is what time this event is. Lunch is at this time. This event is at this time. And then you've got dead time that's in between. That's for you, you know? I did this men's retreat thing. In October? It was in October. And I was really, it was one of those things that I was holy crap. And it did take me back to the retreat days where I was man, we still have a lot to learn, of just not even big organizational change stuff. I mean, when we got there, we were given, a sheet of paper that was yeah, here, this is the itinerary and this is how things go every single day, and I'm just oh, okay, cool. You can kind of sit there, and there was dead time and stuff like that for people to, like you said, sit down, read a book, whatever. They had a whole bunch of outdoor activities and stuff that were there too. But everything was like you said, was spelled out so that if you wanted to participate, you could.
Mm-hmm. And
you knew exactly when it was. And it wasn't we sat there with a bullhorn and oh, work out right now.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, But I think that's going to be super good. And the retreats are amazing fun.
Yeah.
And honestly, for what we charge for them, I mean, it's killer.
Yeah, the price is going to be a little different, but it's nothing like what other retreats go for.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Most retreats you're looking at $500, $600, $700 a person.
Yep.
Yeah, we're nowhere near that.
No,
that price
nowhere
range.
near that. Well, not only that, but again, you start thinking, and this is one of the biggest selling points that I would say to people when they're just oh, that's expensive. I'm bro, okay, take the amount of hours of training and stuff like that with these people. What would you pay if we ran a seminar with these people for this amount of time?
Well, not only that, but just the cost of food.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was just putting aside the cost of food and just saying this is not even us feeding you and everything else. This is just the educational aspect of it. You would spend 2 to 3x for this training.
Yep.
For
and then on top of that, then
you've got
the horses,
the horses.
How much money would you
else.
pay to go on a 20-30 minute guided horse tour in the mountains?
In the mountains, whenever you wanted.
Yeah.
There's
no you only get one. It's no, you can go 5, 6, 7,
Yeah.
as many times as it's available.
Dude, Tyler's the best. Like he.
Yeah. Wade and Vidi are going to be running the horses.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
So.
Yeah, 'cause there were a couple of times that I wondered up in the mountains. I was like, yeah, I know Tyler's like, he's great at running martial arts and everything else, but I think he really missed his calling and probably should have been born in Montana.
The cowboy. Yeah.
I was
rancher.
like,
Well, I mean, have you ever watched Yellowstone?
I've seen clips of it and stuff like that. I haven't actually watched it, but
Tyler is Rip from Yellowstone.
oh, dude, straight facts.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, he
100%
is Rip from Yellowstone. Every time I watch that show and Rip starts talking and doing stuff, I was like,
that's Tyler.
I know that guy.
I know that guy.
So,
I've taught martial arts with him for 20 plus years.
Yeah. Well, you also brought in a new drink.
I did. Okay, so I think I've spoken about this before in the past, that my son has gotten into Formula One.
Yes.
Which, great, fine. Everybody's got, their hobbies and whatever that they want to get into. And because he's getting into it, it's one of those things that I guess my ethos or philosophy of parenthood, that if my kids are into something,
well,
that means I'm now into something because
by default.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, my kid's into this, it's so stupid. It's like, no, stop. You need to stop that shit right there.
It may be dumb to you, but it's very important to them. And if you want to be important to them, it has to be.
It has to be important to you.
Yeah.
And and I think kids can understand or can feel when you're faking it, kind of stuff. And so I was like, all right, like, dude, I like cars. I like car racing. I think the Formula One cars they're an engineering marvel because of all the crap that they have to do in order to stay within the rule line, but also be able to generate the most amount of speed and grip and everything else. Anyway, so he got into it. Unfortunately, because of Formula One, I don't think we'll ever go to a Formula One race.
Yeah,
because that is expensive.
Not only is it expensive, but you'll have to travel.
Yeah, well, even the closest one, of course, Vegas. You know, and
when they close down the strip.
Yeah, dude. And
but Vegas and closing down the strip, I mean, you're easily what, $1,500 a ticket?
Oh, that's like for cheap seats.
Yeah, no, that's
for cheap seats. Like if you want to get like decent seats, it's close to $3,000.
Yeah.
You can get what they call the paddock, which is basically like the pit and stuff like that. But I mean, that's even more. Because I looked it up. I was like, dude, like he's getting into this. I'm like, how much fun would that be to take a trip down and actually like,
save up for it and do it for graduation.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's a couple of places. I think Austin, the one in Austin, Texas, is cheaper.
Okay.
And so we're like, oh man, we should like save up and go do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so of course, because he's into it, so I'm learning all about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 2 cars per team. They do work as a team and everything else to kind of get things going. There is an insane amount of strategy by way of, like, because you only get a set number of tires.
Yeah.
There's certain types of tires that you can use. Like they've got hard, soft, and medium, depending on the track conditions. And then you learn about the drivers. And, some of the drivers, because Formula One is, I know this is going to fly in the face of some, people here in the States, because we've got Indy, we've got NASCAR, we've got a whole bunch of other automotive racing venues or events. But once you get, if you get to Formula One, you are at the top of the top.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to start looking at it, it's like, okay, so who's better than like a Formula One driver? You're not going to find it.
No.
I don't care who you are. You're not going to find it. So we start learning about all the different drivers and everything else. Landon is Team Ferrari, of course, because they have Alexander Hamilton, which is, not Alexander, Lewis Hamilton. I do that all the time. No, Lewis Hamilton, which is crazy because of how old he is. And like, if you were to see him, like I look at him like, dude, you still look like you're 20 or 30 years old. Shut up. But he's a phenomenal driver. Charles Leclerc, which is the other driver for Ferrari, young kid, super nice, which we talked about him before with what he said. There's another team, and I believe it's Team McLaren. It's McLaren. And the driver is Lando Norris, okay? And Monster is a sponsor of that car. It's not the main sponsor, but it is a sponsor of that car. Well, Monster came out. I don't know if you can see with the glare, with a Lando Norris Monster. And so Landon was telling me about it. Dad, we gotta go to Maverick. I'm like,
That's
what?
at Maverick?
He said it was at Maverick. I found this actually at Smith's.
I was going to say, I have never seen that in Maverick.
Yeah. So
I'm going to be looking for it now, too, because I want to try it. It's
dude,
a bitchin' looking bottle.
It is. Yeah, I'll crack it open. I'll let you try it. Because
my favorite right now is the Punk Punch.
Okay. So I am a white monster man.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
There's nothing wrong with the original.
Nothing wrong
Honestly,
with the
original, actual original Monster, it's terrible.
Oh, dude, same thing with like Rockstars.
And Red Bulls.
And Red Bull. They all bad.
To me, they all remind me of cough syrup.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I would call it more of like a drinkable version of gasoline.
Yeah.
It's
oh God, it's gross. But like the Ultras, super good.
Oh, super good. So, of course, it was last weekend was it was also Easter, so I went up to Idaho for a volleyball tournament, which we'll talk about that a little bit too, because there was an interesting experience that happened. Two different interesting experiences. One was ridiculously positive, like to the point where it's like I want to hate you, but you're too damn nice, and I can't.
Yeah.
And your team is phenomenally good, but I still want to hate you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we took all the stuff up there. We also spent Easter with my parents, and so one of the Easter baskets I did because he's a fan. I'm like, okay, I'm not buying my kid Monster so he can drink a Monster. It is, and I told him this. I'm like, hey, you don't need this. You're freaking 15.
Yeah.
I know how much energy you have right now.
Yeah.
You don't need more. But I will get it for you as like a souvenir type thing. Like it's a cool So I bought one and I cracked it open and tried it. I'm almost gonna say that it's as good, if not better, than the white. I'll crack it open. You can have it. I'll let you try it.
Okay.
And it's awesome.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
what's the flavor like?
Let's just do this right now.
Okay. Live reveal. Well, live for me.
Live. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh.
ASMR.
There you go. Okay.
My friend.
Here we go.
Lando Norris Monster.
Lando Norris. When you said Lando Norris, I was thinking Star Wars. It's almost like a sour.
Yeah. It's like a sour version of a white.
Kind of. Yeah. At first I was thinking apple, but it's not apple because I'm not a big apple flavor fan.
It's not. It's
almost like
a melon.
Yeah. I was going to say like
a sour melon.
Have you ever had the Ghost sour watermelon?
No.
That's almost what it tastes like, and those are really good.
I'll have to grab one of those.
Yeah, a Ghost. Honestly, besides Monster, Ghosts are my favorite.
Ghosts are so good. Oh my gosh, like the Ghost Welches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you're like, you crack it open, you're like, this is like grape soda.
Yeah. That and like the Form Energy is really good too.
Yeah, those ones are good.
Yeah, no, that's way good. I'm gonna have to look for those so I can have Shanna try one.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want. She's big into Alani's right now.
See that
It's because she's a girl, and
that's not true.
Yeah.
I've tried Alani's, and there's something with the flavor of them that does not work with me.
Love Alani's. They'll go to Costco and buy those like 30
the flat
packs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
there's the is it the dragon fruit one from Celsius?
I don't like Celsius.
Yeah.
The
dragon fruit one is probably is the best one out of their entire lineup.
Yeah, honestly, the only ones I'll drink, like C4s are pretty good.
Right.
Obviously Ultras, Monster Ultras, and the Ghosts are pretty good. Form Energy's good. I don't really. If I ever had a rock star, it would be the silver, kind of like the version of the white Monster. Yeah. But I don't want to drink Rain or Bang, not because they don't taste good, but I don't want to ingest 300 milligrams of caffeine. Like,
you weak or something? What's up?
Well, my heart will be eventually.
Whatever. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger.
Yeah. The only Red Bulls that I like is the coconut berry.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. But like I'm not really a rock or Red Bull like fan.
Yeah,
but that's really good.
That one, it's phenomenal. Like I was just like, oh.
Have you had the green Ultra?
Not the green one, no.
It almost tastes like a sour green Ultra.
Yeah.
And green, I think, is like guava.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah. No, that one, this one is, again, we're not affiliated or sponsored by Monster in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But I would totally suggest
I wouldn't
anybody.
say no.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hey, even if their sponsorship was just like, hey, talk about Monster, I'll give you a flat a week or like a flat a month or something. Like, I'll take it.
Sure.
I'll take
Absolutely.
it. So,
I mean, that's
if anybody knows anybody who knows
it's
anybody.
like almost $400 a year.
I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly.
But so yeah,
we just won't tell Philip.
Right. I love that guy. He just got so his. I don't think I told you. So his brother, and his brother's wife, both sing in the choir with me, which is really kind of funny.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
because I don't see his family having any musical talent.
And they do, like,
or maybe it just get Philip.
No, so Bob and Chris. Bob is his brother. Chris is his wife. Both of them are fantastic people.
Yeah.
And it was funny because it was after the first concert that Cicely did. We went to In-N-Out and everything else, and I saw their son because I would see, they trained with Philip for a while, and I'm like, hey, and see them, and I'm like, what are you guys doing here? And they're like dressed up in the same stuff, and they're like, we're in the choir, and I'm like, what? Yeah. And their kids were in it too, and I'm like, this is so crazy. And so yeah, Ty and Bella were in it, and anyway, so speaking of our last conversation with Philip, and it always kind of stuck with me because psychologically, I have a hard time with vacation time.
Yeah,
and I just don't take it. It's the same thing with like sick leave. Like I just don't take it because I'm never sick.
Especially if you're like not sick and you want to quote unquote use sick time.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, so here's the funny thing I used it this last week. I was talking to a buddy of mine. This was a long time ago, at work, and I was like, "Yeah," I said, "I've got all this sick time that's just accruing," and I'm like, "I'm a pretty healthy individual."
Yeah.
And I take care of myself. I eat right. I don't do anything too crazy. But I'm like, I've got all these sick hours, and he's just like, "Yeah." I'm like, "So it's kind of crazy. Like, when am I ever going to use it?" And he just starts laughing. He says, "Yeah, anytime I have to take my kids to like an orthodontics appointment or take my wife to the hospital, so that's sick leave." Mm-hmm. I was like, "Wait, whoa, hold up,
wait, you can do that?
What?" He's like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "Okay." So me literally stressing out because, again, even though it is a salary paid job, we do have to clock in for hours so they can track that and everything else. I'm like, I am literally killing myself when my kids have doctor appointments, dentist appointments, and stuff like that to find the extra time within the day, within this short parameter of hours that we're allowed to work, to be able to make up those hours when I'm taking my kids to all of these places. I'm like, you're saying I could just take sick leave? And he's like, does
everybody know about this?
What?
Yeah.
You see, this is just to let everybody know. This will come up later in the conversation. It's one of those things that I don't think a lot of people understand about running your own business.
Yeah. Because if you're not there, nothing happens.
Yeah. And so, anyway, my kids had a dental appointment last week, and
you're like, sick time.
No joke.
Yeah.
I we went to the dentist's office, everything else. I got back and I was like, I've got some stuff I need to do around the house. I think I'll use some sick time because I might as well. And one of those things might have been snuggling my dog on the couch. So,
hey, it's mental health day, right?
Mental health day. Yeah. Anyway, so last time we were talking about Philip, and it's hard for me to take vacation. He's like, nope, that ship has sailed. Yeah. I'm like, good for you. Yeah. But they just went to Japan.
Philip?
Yeah, Philip,
Michelle.
I
remember hearing him talk. I should give him a call and ask him how it went.
Yeah, dude. Because I've been seeing the photos and stuff that Chris has posted. And
I need to follow Chris then, because Philip doesn't post any. He's a dude. He doesn't post nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't post anything, and
I don't really get
unless somebody on the internet is wrong.
Yeah.
And then he posts stuff.
Yeah.
Posts that a lot. So.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't
I don't
usually
blame him.
post stuff about him and his family.
No. Well,
I don't really get on Facebook anymore. Like, I'm just like purely Instagram.
Well, if you were to look, and I think a lot of this is just because of maybe post-divorce anxiety or whatever. Because, there's part of me that like doesn't want to weaponize my family and everything else just to like post stuff on Facebook or Instagram to, rub it in, the ex's face or whatever. I don't want
a lot of
perceived
people
as that.
will only portray the good parts.
Right.
Or they'll take a ton of pictures on one vacation.
Right.
And spread them out.
Yeah.
To make it look like they're traveling and doing things all the time.
Right. Right.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's all about perception stuff. So, even for me, like I have stopped posting almost completely. Yeah,
I don't really post either.
No.
I let Shanna and Maya do that.
Yeah. But anyway, they went to Japan, and
good for him.
He went out there. Yeah. It was I think it was like the day of his anniversary is when they flew back. But when you fly back, when you fly there, you land there and it's the same day.
Yeah.
When you fly back, you miss 2 days. So he's like, it's a 2-day anniversary.
Yeah. Okay, little gripe about flying. And Shannon and I looked at tickets to go to, we would fly to Atlanta and then drive to Alabama for my grandpa's funeral this summer.
Oh, okay.
$1,100. That's one person. One person round trip from Utah to Atlanta. Not even to Alabama.
Why?
$1,100.
Why?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, I hope we can go to his funeral this summer. I'm just like, dude,
how?
And it's almost like I almost don't want to pay it out of principle.
Right.
Be like, dude, I am not paying $1,100 to fly to Atlanta. I could pay $1,100 to fly to Australia.
Yes. You could go to Japan.
Yeah. For cheaper. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I don't know what is going on with airline prices local.
Well, it's domestic.
In the States. In the States, it's ridiculous.
Well, and that's the thing, like, especially when, if you were probably looking those prices up, how soon was this? When did you finally get
my grandpa passed away in February. Ironically, he passed away on my birthday. Ooh. But we found out when the dates were. The dates are going to be in June, and we started looking in March at ticket prices.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So pre-Strait of Hormuz and everything else, and the gas issues and everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I was all like, Shanna's all like, oh wow. And I was like, that's not good. What does that mean? And she goes, one person round trip to Atlanta is $1,100. And I was like, what? Yeah, so we started
doesn't even come with a reach around.
No, we started looking at possible alternate destinations, and then within like a 2-3 hour driving distance from Dothan. Like the cheapest we found, I think, was Southwest, and that was still $650.
Dude, here's the crazy thing. Like, Delta's biggest hub is in Atlanta.
Yeah, and it was.
And we've got a huge hub here.
Yeah, it was Delta. That was $1,100.
Oh my gosh!
When we fly to Philadelphia, like our biggest expense is plane tickets. It's about,
is airfare. How
it's
stupid
about
is that?
$750 a person round trip.
Gosh.
And it's like, dude, like that's not even first class or
No.
Comfort Plus. That's like
coach in the back next to the engines.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the back lav. Yeah. Oh my God.
So I couldn't believe that. But well, anyways, let's keep this show moving and let's move on to our Liam's Facts. All right, last week's question. Let's see if you know the answer to this because I don't think you heard it.
I did not.
What American author has the most featured films based off of his works?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's not what you're thinking. Because everybody automatically goes Stephen King.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's not him.
No, it's not Stephen King.
American author.
American author.
Cinematic movies.
Featured films. They've even technically named a football team after him. Not necessarily him specifically, but about one of his works. That could have been a trivia question in and of itself. So
that could have. I have no idea.
The answer is Edgar Allan Poe.
No way.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep. Because everybody always assumes it's like full-length novels. No, some
Right.
short stories.
Right, short stories, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. And the Baltimore Ravens are named after.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Quote the Raven.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Speaking of Edgar Allan Poe, have you watched the series Fall of the House of Usher?
No.
Enjoy.
Okay. Right now I'm watching Invincible.
It's okay.
Yeah. I want to learn more about that Battle Beast character.
Yeah.
Because I was like, holy crap. That was cool. All right. Now, this week's question, again, kind of speaking of the NFL, which, oh man, I got to tell you some drama at the NFL later in the show. But this week's question is, what NFL wide receiver has more career tackles than dropped passes?
More tackles than dropped passes?
Yes. So he has more career tackles than he dropped passes. That's wild. That is a crazy stat. I read that and I was all like,
wait a minute. What?
What? He has more career tackles
than
him being thrown a pass and him dropping it.
Yes.
I
wouldn't even know where to think on that one.
Exactly. So that
Holy
means
crap.
His team threw more interceptions that he had to tackle the opposing team.
Oh my gosh.
Then he dropped passes thrown to him. So if you know the answer, leave it in the question or comments down below, or email us at TruTalkTuesday@gmail.com. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, all that stuff. Honestly, if anybody gets this, I will be surprised. But I was like, I saw that and I was like, holy hell, like I've got to include that on this week's episode. But let's move on to a word from our sponsor.
Yeah. TruMotion in motion, let's go. Gear up, stand tall, feel the flow. Kicking it strong with the best of the best. Streetwear fresh, put your style to the test. Karate vibes, yeah, we bring that heat. From tees to hoodies, keep it sharp, keep it sleek. T-shirt or hoodie, we got both. Subs for the grind, focus on growth. Stickers and swag, let the world know you rep style. Now let's go. TruMotion merch, yeah, we level up. Style so sharp, got that warrior's touch. Reppin' that swag, flex it, wear it proud. Support TruTalks and wear it loud. Discipline, power, the heart of the fight. Your fit's gotta match your unstoppable might. Tigers and dragons, bold on the sleeve. Step in the dojo, they know you don't leave. Oh, step up, don't wait. Rock that fit, let's elevate. TruMotion merch, yeah, we level up. Style so sharp, got that warrior's touch. Rocking that drip, yeah, you own the crowd. Support TruTalks and wear it loud. Yeah, we reppin' strong, no fear, no doubt. TruMotion merch shop is what it's all about.
Thank you, sponsor. Make sure you go on, see all the cool stuff we have. I don't know if we've updated. I'll make sure to email Steve and be like, hey, throw some new stuff on there. So, but let's move on to our top 5. Okay, this week's top 5, we did top 5 golf movies because the Masters tournament is this weekend.
It is true.
And I looked at golf movies and I was like, damn, there's not a lot of good golf movies out there.
There are some.
There are some. I was able to get 5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was able to get 5, but I was like, I didn't think I was a little disappointed that there wasn't more than I thought there was.
Right.
So, but what did you have for your top 5?
Okay, so we're gonna rank up to this. Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, duh. Yeah.
That one, was just it's a great funny comedy and everything else.
I didn't mind the second one. I know everybody kind of crapped all over the second
Right.
one. I thought it was funny.
I will admit that I have not seen the second one.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's got like 76 cameos in it.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous, but I thought it was all right.
Well, and from what I heard on a couple of the things, there was somebody who was in the first one, or like a friend of like Adam Sandler, like a kid that like got cancer or something and died or something. And
Yeah,
they,
he was in Grown Ups, or not? Yeah, he was one of his played his sons in Grown Ups.
Yeah,
and they have a picture of him in the movie.
In the movie is like an homage, and
Yeah.
he actually went to like the family's like, hey, this is kind of what I want to do, and they were like, do it, And I mean, this is one thing that I think is because I think Adam Sandler kind of gets pegged in a certain hole. Again, a lot of it because of his work on SNL, and then what he did with the beginning, movies that he did with Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore and stuff like that. He just kind of got shifted over there. But, dude, there's some stuff that he's done recently that
he's a good actor.
Choose the scenery. Like Uncut Gems is a masterpiece.
Yeah,
it's just
That's
absolutely phenomenal.
That's what I've heard from him.
Dude, he works he's always got stuff going on.
Yeah,
and
I mean, he's almost worth $1 billion.
Yeah, I mean, and he from stuff from like Uncut Gems, which is it is definitely a drama. Like it's a good movie. All the way to the cartoon Leo, which is our kids' favorite. My kids' favorite. One of my kids' favorites. But like he tries to make sure his family is in every single movie. Yeah. And like it's the thing that's really cute and awesome about Leo, about the cartoon, is that like his daughters are in it, his wife is in it, like they're like, and it's not just like little cameos. No, it's like they're prominent characters in the actual show. So yeah, a lot of respect to Adam Sandler. So of course, Happy Gilmore. The Greatest Game with Shia LaBeouf. Super, super, super good. The Legend of Bagger Vance was a good one.
Yeah.
I really like that one. Bobby Jones. And then, of course, number 1, Caddyshack.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because those are the same 5 that I have. Oh, no.
Are you?
minus 1. I have one different.
Okay.
Yeah. I did not have Legend of Bagger Vance.
No. I like that. Like one of my favorite scenes is when Matt Damon's swinging, and he's like, I could hit you, not the way you're swinging.
Yeah, I figured the safest place is right in front of you. Yeah,
I love it. Yeah. I'm just like, dude, that whole entire scene was just like classic. I'm like, that's epic.
Yeah, no, I've got Happy Gilmore, Caddyshack. I mean, Caddyshack's like Happy Gilmore and Caddyshack are probably my favorite.
Oh,
just because of the comedic aspect of it.
And like if you look like, and a lot of people are like, especially the younger people, what's Caddyshack?
Yeah, you should really educate yourself on that. Bill Murray,
dude,
as the groundskeeper.
Oh my gosh,
dude,
Rodney Dangerfield. I mean, like the comedic prowess that is in that show is just epic.
Yeah,
and so
it's great. The Greatest Game Ever Played, Bobby Jones. I mainly picked that one because I actually went to dinner with Jim Caviezel.
No.
Yeah.
When did you go to dinner?
Yeah,
I love that guy.
Yeah, when I was in high school.
No way.
Yeah, he debuted a film up at Sundance, and my coach knows him.
Oh, no way.
So he goes, hey, I'm in Utah. I've got a couple of tickets to my movie. Why don't you and bring like a couple of your players up with you?
Oh, how cool.
And, so we went out to dinner at the Claim Jumper. And then we went and watched this movie. The movie we went and saw was called Madison. It was about boat racing. So, and his son in the movie was the dude that played Anakin in Episode 1.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I said hi to him, and he was a nice guy. He was a way nice guy.
I haven't heard anything different than that. I mean, the only thing that
he was Hollywood because he was like, "Oh, I'll have this bottle of blah 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 water, and they're like, "What do you want?" We're like, "Well, I have tap water."
It's like, do you have like a Coke?
Yeah. So, but I mean, he was very nice, very very pleasant to be around.
The only negative thing that has like ever come out about him is the fact that like, well, he's Christian. And I'm like, shut your face.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing with like Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's like, oh man, he's like a super mega Christian fanatic. Blah blah
So
blah.
Mark
It's like,
Wahlberg
wait a minute
now, but nobody's really talking about him.
Yeah, and that's one thing that just irritates me. It's like, okay, so like, he's not a mega fanatic Christian. He is a person who is exercising his Christian religious beliefs.
Yeah,
he's only a fanatic because you, and again, this is my own personal thought on this. He's only a fanatic because you can't deal with the fact that he's living his life how he wants to.
Yeah.
And he's not living it like you.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's not living it like you, that means that you feel and somehow that either you're wrong or he's wrong or he's better than you, and that makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
You can't look at somebody and just be like, hey, cool. You wanna be Christian? Great. Be Christian. Like you wanna, cheer for the Eagles. Cheer for the Eagles. Like, who cares? Like, it's like, well, some people, and again, I say this with all the love in my heart. Some people are born with some mental difficulties and illness, and they're Cowboys fans.
Yeah, I know. We know a couple of them, and they're some of my favorite people, and we still love them.
I pray for them, and I lie to Holy Santos every day.
But the last movie I have is Tin Cup.
Tin Cup was a good one.
Yeah,
that one was on my list, but I was like,
yeah, Tin Cup was a great movie.
Yeah.
So, but those are our top 5 golf movies. Let us know what your favorite golf movie is. If you do golf, I haven't golfed in a while, but I love golf. I love going to play. Watching it, I mean, it's okay, but I'd rather go play. It's kind of like baseball.
I'll ask this, and we'll kind of like throw this on there too. I've been wondering throughout the years because, just because of what's been going on culturally and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Are more people going out to golf, or is golf being viewed as this hoity-toity, like you have to have a lot of money, and I'm going to say it, generally a white type of sport that
it's
a lot of people...
non-athletic sport.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because again, like I kind of look at it and I'm like, there's this big, massive golf course that was next to where the Oak Ridge Golf Course, the PGA goes there and plays every year. And it's a club, so it's a country club. And I want to say like the buy-in is like $20,000 a year or something like 20 or 30 grand a year.
It can get really, really, really expensive fast.
Yeah.
If you go to those like country clubs and outrageous courses, but you don't need to have, you do have to pay green fees and all that, and a set of clubs, but you don't have to have anything special.
Yeah. Well, and I was just kind of sitting there thinking about it. I was like, okay, like
it does exude this aura of superiority, because some, like if you're golfing at a tournament or even some courses, there's a dress code.
Yeah. Collared shirt. Yep.
Yeah, and usually you have to have your shirt tucked in. I never follow the dress codes. It's like, dude, fuck off, dude. Don't tell me what to wear.
Right, right.
Like, I'm going to get up there. I'm going to tee off. I mean, the fact that it's like you have to wear a dress code, but you can drink on the course, like, get out of here. Like, shut up. Yeah, so, but my grandpa was a lot like that. Like, he got made fun of a little bit for starting to golf. He golfed a little bit later in his life.
Yeah.
Because he was this, burly, manly guy, played pro baseball,
and
all that stuff. And then they're like, "You're golfing, sissy," this and that. And then he got really good. And
it's like Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Alice freaking Cooper.
Yeah.
Son of Satan, You're just like, and then you see him out there with a collared shirt, no makeup, swinging a club. And I'm like,
And it's funny because when you really think about golf, it'll take you 3 hours to play 18 holes.
Yeah.
To hit the ball, if you're good, 70 times.
Yeah.
3 hours to hit the ball 70 times.
70 times, yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny. But yeah, I love golf, and I need to get out and play more. I haven't played a whole lot since my shoulder surgery because it hurts. But
yeah,
I've heard that golf actually helps with your shoulder.
It probably does, just because it's not as high impact. It's that range of motion. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I was on the high school golf team, and
Really?
yeah.
So I knew you did like basketball and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but I didn't know you did golf too.
Yeah, I played high school baseball, basketball, and golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Golf was the best high school sport to be on because every tournament, dude, you left at like 11 o'clock.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
Out
like,
at 11, I'm like,
sorry,
I'm gone.
I got a golf tournament. And you would leave at 11 o'clock and you would get done at like 7 o'clock.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was like, this is freaking awesome. Like, I will do what I can to make the golf team. Yeah. But yeah, golf's great. But all right, let's move on to our Ask a Sensei. All right, so speaking of golf, and I just got the Masters round 3 is live right now. We've got golf slang.
Ooh,
Yes.
here we go.
So again,
I will totally fail this because I grew up with no money and didn't play golf.
that's all right. Some of them are pretty easy. Let's see, where are they? Okay, we'll start off easy. Shank. And it's
Now,
not
a
like,
shank is when, like, if you're teeing off and you're right-handed, that's when the ball goes up and then hooks. Is that you shank it to the right or the left? It doesn't
honestly,
matter
it's
in
like,
directions.
yeah, it's kind of a catch-all term. Like the
Okay.
definition is hitting the ball on the neck of the club.
Oh, on the neck of the club.
But truthfully, if somebody just like hits it and it goes anywhere but where you want it to go,
Yeah.
I say you shanked
You shanked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's generally the term that I've heard is when you hit it and it doesn't go quite, where you want it to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So banana ball.
Talking about the Bananaramas?
Yeah, banana ball.
I have no idea.
It curves in the shape of the banana.
Really?
So I usually call those like slices or hooks.
Yeah, I've seen. That's the thing.
So a slice is where if you're right-handed and it goes to the right.
And it goes to the right.
If you hook, you're right-handed and it goes to the left.
Right.
So those are those. Worm burner. Those, if you hit the ball and it like barely goes off the ground, and it's just like shoo.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so it's like you're burning worms.
Yeah.
Worm
Yeah.
burner. Yeah.
Okay.
Chunk. It's where you hit it and you just take a big chunk out of the ground and barely hit the ball. You
really? You
chunked
chunk it?
Yeah.
Take a giant divot out?
Yep. This one is scold shot.
Is that when you're so good that you whack it and you hit somebody in the head who's...
You hit the top of the ball.
Oh, you hit the top of the ball.
Yeah,
Okay.
you scold it.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. This one is called chili dips.
No idea.
So when you're chipping and you like hit it and the ball just goes bloop. You chili dipped
Uh-huh.
it. Okay, we talked about this character, but if you Happy Gilmore it.
You Happy Gilmore it.
Yeah.
Is that an actual term?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Happy
dude, that's
Gilmore.
awesome.
It's where you walk up and then hit the
Walk
ball.
up and just whack it.
Yep. Okay. Let's see some other good ones. Miss the cut. So, the cut for the Masters was, I believe, yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you just didn't make it.
So, golf usually has 4 rounds, 3 or
Okay.
4 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah. Depending on the tournament. I believe the Masters has 4 rounds.
Right.
If you make the cut, then you can play in the final few rounds. Then that's where you will earn money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you play poorly,
Miss the cut and you're
you'll
done.
miss the cut.
Wow.
And usually the first couple of rounds will dictate what the cut line is.
I was about to say, because isn't
Yeah.
it like
It
the total
varies.
strokes and everything else
Yeah.
for everybody in the field?
Well, yeah. So they kind of take everybody and let's just say for simple terms, everybody 90% of the course is shooting 2 under.
Right. Right.
So then the cut line would probably be even or one under.
Oh,
so if you
okay.
don't have that
okay.
score, then your tournament's over.
Right.
Okay, let's see.
Well, that's got to change like every single tournament.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Let's see some other good ones. Toe shot.
That's got to be like you hit like on the far side of the club. Then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think is crazy about that? Is it all depending on where you hit the ball and how it's spinning, like affects everything about it?
Yeah, no, because you can have, and these were terms on here, I just didn't use them, where you can have like a fade and a draw where it's not a slice or a hook, but it's a slight curve one way or the other. So
Right.
you can like borderline bend it around certain areas to go where you want it to go.
Well,
You can,
like you could like if you got like a dog leg on a course somewhere, that
Yep.
you're just like crap. Like I'm at this position that if I don't add that to it, I'm going to be in a worse position or have to take a couple strokes.
yeah, no.
That's awesome.
Beach.
Isn't that the sand traps?
Yep.
Yep.
That's the sand traps. What else? The dance floor.
Ooh, I have no idea what that one would be.
That's the putting green.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you
Oh.
make it on the dance floor.
Okay.
So, yeah. Let's see. Let's get a couple other ones. Texas wedge.
Texas wedge.
Yeah. Where you use your putter on the fringe. Yeah.
Okay.
This one's interesting. Provisional ball.
Provisional ball.
Yeah. So let's say you're playing in a tournament and you hit it and you're like, I don't know if that's out of bounds or not.
Oh, okay.
You hit a provisional ball just in case.
Just
so
in case.
You don't have to walk all the way back up to the tee
Got
box
it.
and then hit another one.
Got it.
So let's say you do hit a provisional ball, but you find your original ball in play, then you just pick up
Then
the
you
other
just pick
one.
up the other one. That
But
makes
if
sense.
your ball's out of play, then you just hit your provisional ball with the
Got it.
penalty.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay, let's do one more.
Okay.
Muffed it or muff. Don't go dirty.
No. Also, I was about to say like it's like you whiffed it, like
Yeah.
you swing and a miss.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like you muffed it. Yeah. Usually when it
man.
deals with chipping.
Oh, down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but those are some golf terms. Obviously,
Sweet.
there's like
There's probably
there's a lot.
a lot of golf terms. Yeah.
There's a lot. Like, God, man, I remember. Have you've heard of Nate Bargatze?
Mm-hmm.
He does this whole bit about golfing where he's like, he was golfing with his wife, and he's all like, "Hey, our tee time's very specific. It's like
Right.
2:43."
I was about to say, yeah, like 9:47.
Yeah,
know,
they
like
have
in
the
the morning.
oddest tee times. They can't be in increments of 5. It's weird. But yeah, go watch his bit. It's great. But moving on to our next question.
Before we move on to the next question, if you have not watched the Robin Williams when he goes,
about golf.
well, yeah, and it was like all improv at that point. It is not only
Like croquet. Fuck
no,
croquet.
fuck croquet.
Yeah.
You're gonna take a broken stick.
We're going to put the ball hundreds of yards away. And we're going to put stuff in front of it. Yeah, it's great.
And you're gonna swing so hard, you're gonna think you're gonna have a stroke. Hey, that's what we'll call it. We'll call it
the
strokes.
Yeah. It's awesome. Highly recommend going and
Highly
watching
recommend,
that one too.
dude. Watch it, enjoy, love that man.
But all right, moving on to our next question. All right, question number 2. What do you got for us, Tony?
Okay, so this is one thing that I noticed up at the tournament, volleyball tournament up in Idaho. And it's just it's an interesting, I think it's an interesting phenomenon of how a single person can change the culture of an entire group of people.
Yeah.
And the question is, because I mean this is a very, very positive positive, change in this group of people that I think happened from this one person. And the question is that how do you foster that? How do you make that a part of your culture at that point? And so let me tell you about it. So we get up to the high school. It was up in Rexburg, and the high school up there was huge. It was like a Utah-sized high school.
Okay.
By way of like layout, design, size, everything else. It had like 3 gyms in it, which is kind of unheard of for Idaho because they don't have. Yeah, I mean it's population density at that point. Like you don't need that many gyms if you don't. But I don't know why this high school does, but they do.
Yeah.
So we got there super early. Like when I say super early, Ashlyn was the first person out of her entire team who was there, and we find what court we're on. We go to that court, and we walk in there, and there were already 4 girls that were in there, kind of like getting ready from the other team. And right when we walk in the door, one of the girls, her name was Landon, just immediately, "Hey, how you guys doing? Like, where are you guys from? What team are you with?" Like super friendly. And told her like, "Yeah, we're this team Apex. This is we play this." And she's like, "Oh, great, we play you guys first. Oh, so where are you from and everything else?" Like, and all of the girls on that in that group that were there with her, super friendly, super nice, and just sat there and talked to him for like 15 minutes. Like no one else was there. We played them, and it was sad. Just put it that way. They showed Ashlyn's team strength and power and speed that I've never seen before at this level. They had one girl on there that was no joke, just like could not only jump but then spike it and send it exactly where she wanted it every single time. It was impressive. But throughout the entire tournament, the entire team was just as nice as that one person. And which is really kind of odd in this, and I am going to make this gender, based, so don't come at me. But I've noticed with girls' sports in certain I'm not going to say all because it's not all, but there's a lot of cattiness. There's a lot of like, I have to put you down to make myself feel better than you type of stuff.
Yeah, that's not just a girl's athletic
It's not just
thing,
a girl athletic
but
thing.
it's a little bit more predominant in female sports,
it is,
unfortunately.
Yeah. And there's just like some people, they're just not kind. Let me just put it that way. Because I do think there's a difference between being kind and being nice. And it was kind of funny because that's just kind of how their whole team was the entire weekend. They were just nice, kind people. There was one time that Ashlyn and their team were doing a warm-up, and they were just kind of like off to the side, warming up and everything else, working on some techniques with the volleyball, and this team from Madison saw them working out, and they just like kind of approached them and said, "Hey, like, do you mind if we jump in with you and like, and we play a little bit and we just have some fun?" And they were like, yeah, come and play with us. And they were just like, they all warmed up together, and it wasn't like, we're better than you, we're gonna. No, it was literally like, hey, we just want to warm up. All the way to the very end where, Ashlyn's team, they were doing something silly, stupid on the floor to make this picture or whatever happen, where they were like all laying on their stomachs on the floor, grabbing their feet, looking like seals. It was kind of funny. But then the Madison team, everybody was kind of like, it was a funny, goofy moment. The Madison team's like, "Oh my gosh, that's so funny," and their whole team ran out onto the floor and did it with them too. And as I'm sitting there watching that, and I'm like, of course my brain starts going. And I'm like, this is different. Why is this different? What caused this to be different? And I sat there and I thought, I'm like, was it this one? Like, there had to be a couple key people in that group that let the whole group know that it's okay to act in this way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it usually stems from the coach, but then the coach attracts people with that like-minded.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Because let's just take dojos.
Yeah, because that's the next thing that my brain went.
Mhm.
I'm like I've ran into some like dojos where like everybody in the dojo is super kind and welcoming and everything else. Richard Cespedes for one. Like,
Yep.
like we had no Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA experience when we first went there.
Yeah.
And dude, like open arms.
Yeah.
Especially like when he was. His one comment that one time we went with Dave Garvey and everybody. He's like, "Oh, martial artists who actually like to work out." We're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that is what we do."
It's, it's Utah.
It's Utah. That's what we work out all the time. Philip Sahagan down at K-Star. Phenomenal. Like his whole team. And again, I
Yeah.
think a lot of that. You're right on that a lot of it stems from.
It stems from the person in charge.
Yeah.
So usually they'll, by way of just proxy or proximity, they will take the traits of whoever's leading them. So if they're arrogant and cocky, then their team's going to be arrogant and cocky.
Right.
If they're humble and nice, then their team's going to be humble and nice. So typically, it's one of those balancing acts you have to take, because I view that instantly. I was all like, they're going to disarm them with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the truth. It's harder to beat the crap out of somebody you like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, God, they're so nice. I don't want to do that to them. And then they're just merciless to you.
Well, and that was the thing is like it was just those 4 girls, and then the rest of the teams kind of showed up and they did their thing. And the first match, it was brutal. It was like
I was going to say, I bet
25
when
to
you
7,
said
it
that
was
she
awful.
walked in and there were already like 4 girls there, I was like, they're going to get killed.
Yeah.
They're going to just get destroyed. Because they already had 4 people from the same team already there way before everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's a mental...
That's a mental game at that point.
Yeah, because Kobe was famous for that. Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
Man, what the world would be if he was still around, to be quite honest with you.
Nobody would be talking about LeBron James.
I
be honest.
personally think Kobe's better than LeBron.
Oh, facts. Straight facts.
But, man, to lose him at such a young age, that was terrible. I was super bummed when I heard about him dying.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, there was a famous story, and ESPN commentator analyst, his name's Jason Williams, or Jay Williams. Like, 2nd overall draft pick out of Duke. Phenomenal. Like, he was a great player. He had injuries in the NBA, so his career didn't. NBA career wasn't quite as what it should have been, in my opinion, but he's phenomenal. He was really good. Well, they were playing the Lakers, and I believe he got drafted by the Bulls. So they were playing in Chicago, and he goes, "Okay, well, I'm going to show up early because I want to make sure I'm on my A game for Kobe." And he said he showed up to the arena like 6-7 hours before tip off and all this stuff. And he goes, "When I walked into the gym, Kobe was already there."
Yep.
And not only was he already there, but he was already sweating, like drenched in sweat.
Yeah.
And practicing game moves at game speed, not just like walk through, shoot. Like he was going all out. And so Jay Williams was like, "Well, I'm not going to let him." Yeah, so he did. And then eventually he was all like, "I got to go do something else." And he left. And then he went up to Kobe later on that day. And
Kobe kept practicing after he left.
He kept practicing. And he goes, "I knew you would probably do that. And I wanted to show you that you're not going to outwork me. So I showed up early." And he goes, "I was going to stay until you left." However long that took.
However long that was. And didn't he stay for like 2 or 3 hours?
Yeah, he stayed for a while.
Yeah.
And then he played that night and just destroyed everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And then another good story about Kobe was they call it the Redeem Team. The 2008 or 2010 USA basketball team. This was after we took like bronze in the Olympics, and we're just like,
how the hell did that happen?
Exactly. And Mike Krzyzewski was the coach, and they needed to bring on another player because someone else got hurt, and Mike Krzyzewski wanted to bring in Kobe. This was when Kobe was starting to get like bad press from like being a bad teammate, and, like, some other stuff, and they didn't know if they wanted to do that.
Right.
So apparently the first tournament that they played with together was in Vegas. So, NBA players in Vegas, like they're staying out all night,
Right.
going to clubs, blah, 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 blah. Well, a lot of the players like came back into the lobby at like 4 a.m. from a night out. And as they're walking through the lobby, they see Kobe Bryant walking through in workout clothes.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's weird. And they didn't assume anything of it. They're like, that's just weird. And then Chris Bosch, who was on the team, he goes, his goal was to be to breakfast first. He goes, I want to be to breakfast first.
Right.
And he goes, I showed up to the breakfast area and Kobe's already there and he already has his knees wrapped in ice. Meaning he's already worked out. And then that just kind of put that seed in their brain that when they saw Kobe walking through the lobby in workout clothes to go work out, the next day, another player went with him to work out. And then the next day, another player went with them to work out. And then by the end of the week, the whole team was waking up and working out with Kobe because that's the culture that he set.
Yeah.
So does it stem from the head coach? Yes, but it also stems from the most talented player.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I was thinking about with this volleyball team that, and it was funny because I ran into one of the girls. It was almost to the end of the tournament, and I just asked her, I'm like, hey, like, how did you guys do this weekend? Did everything go really well? And she's like, oh yeah, we've won every single one of our matches. I'm like, great for you. And she's like, how do things go for you guys? Like, how are you guys doing? I'm like, not so good. And so, but her mom was there. This girl's mom was there. And and I even mentioned to her, I said, you know what? I said, it would be so much easier to not like you guys because you are so good if you were all jerks.
Yeah.
And the mom just kind of starts laughing. And I said, like, the first thing we came in, like, you guys were sitting there and everything else and totally, like, open arms and everything else. And was like, hey, how you doing and everything else. And the girl kind of laughs, looks at her mom and just says, Landon, and her mom's just like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And again, it was like, I was like, after all of that, and I was able to kind of sit and meditate on it, I was like, it's got to be that one key person, again, whether it's the coach or whether it's like the coach and
and it's how the coach treats that one person.
Right.
If they hold them to a standard and be like, hey, you let them be them, but yet them is helping the team.
Yeah.
And you don't mess with them.
Yep.
But if you let your star athlete get away with everything, it sets a bad tone.
Yeah.
For the rest of the team.
Yeah. Yeah. It was one of those things I was like, oh man, like this is really, it's really cool because I saw a lot of that same type of in her and in that team than what I see in Sicily's color guard competitions, where there's really no, I mean, of course, I'm not seeing behind the scenes or all the other girls in the teams and stuff like that. But what I am seeing is what's on the floor. And generally when you're done performing your routine, after you get everything put away, everything else, you can change up, then you come out and you watch all of the other teams do their thing. And everybody applauds. Everybody cheers. And I think that is like, it's a mass culture thing in color guard now that I think it's just a normal thing. Everybody just cheers for everybody.
Well, that's, I don't necessarily think it's just a color guard because it was the same thing with Maya's drill.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was about to say like drill's probably very, very similar.
Dance, drill, typically all the girls and all the teams will be like, they'll recognize when something is good and they'll let people know.
They'll cheer
like,
for it. Yeah.
Damn, that was great.
Yeah.
It's very similar to martial arts. It's a little bit different because unfortunately egos get in the way.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, we want to create more of that culture of like when you're watching people at tournament, you cheer for them because we know how hard it is to compete.
Right.
And yeah, you want to win, but it's more so you want to do your best. Right. Now, if doing your best means you walk away with hardware, fantastic. And I told a parent this the other day. I go, I would rather this child practice and lose than not practice and win.
Right.
And the mom kind of looked at me funny, and the dad was like, yeah, I agree. I go, yeah, because if she wins and doesn't practice, it's going to set unrealistic expectations in her head that, oh, this is how I do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yet, if you practice hard and lose, man, you may have not won a trophy, but you learned a lot of skills and life lessons that will carry you through, that will help you in the future.
Yeah.
That'll make you more resilient and less likely to quit at something because you know you can put in the work.
Yeah. Well, and to bounce off of that, you know, the different cultures and stuff like that, I think we put down failure in our Western culture.
Yeah.
That if you fail, that means that there's something intrinsically wrong with you.
Yeah.
If you fail, that means that you are not, you know, living up to your full expectation. You didn't try your best. You didn't do all of this because you failed. And it's funny, you know, speaking about the retreat and everything else, and, you know, that men's retreat that I went on, we're part of like this texting group of us that, you know, text each other. And one guy was actually mentioning, he's like, yeah, he says, you know, I'm just kind of like trying to work through the fact that, like, you know, that I don't want to be a failure and everything else. And I was like, dude, like, who cares if we fail? But the thing that's really sad is that, you know, we can say that out loud. Like, oh, who cares if you're going to fail? Everybody else. And they're going to let you know in today's society, you know? And I'm just like, wait a minute, but if you don't fail, like, how are you ever going to get better?
Yeah.
Like you said, like, I'd much rather have you, like, kill your, like practice, work hard and everything else and fail than really kind of not do anything and succeed.
Yeah.
Because, again, you lose out on so many learning opportunities in that aspect to move forward.
You get a short-term pleasure, but you miss the long-term gain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the things that, and again, I'm trying to get better at it, and, you know, but, you know, lifting weights and everything else, like, you are only going to get better when you push yourself until you can't do it anymore. Well, it's, you know, like, lift to failure. Like, you go to failure.
Yeah.
Like, that is the culture inside of, you know, inside of like weightlifting. You know, if you don't, you're never going to get stronger. You know, if you do all the stuff that you can do and like, oh yeah, I can rip out like 15 reps of that. It's like, buddy, you've got 2 30-pound dumbbells. You know, like, of course you can rip out 15 reps on a bench press because there's nothing challenging you there. And, yeah, that's one thing that I 100% agree that, you know, failure is one of those things that I think, I mean, if there's one thing that I could get rid of in our culture, it's demonizing failure.
Yeah. Failure is always an option.
Yeah.
And you learn a lot from it.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
But moving on to our next question. All right. This question is, what's been the best part about watching your kids grow up?
Oh.
But again, we only have X amount of time, so not a 2-hour dissertation. Yeah.
I've been really fortunate these past few weeks because I've had, just because of the way vacations and everything else landed, I've had my kids for like 3 weeks.
Oh, nice.
It's been amazing.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, because like my custody rotation went for like the week before spring break. This year, it's an even year, so I get them for spring break. And then, of course, I get them because it would be the week after, because it would be my week anyway.
Yeah.
Watching them grow up is hard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's not. It's hard because as a person, I have to learn a lot, you know, to, you know, manage my own expectations, my own patience, the way that, the way I say things to them and everything else. But then also watching them overcome things, watching them succeed, being able to sit and have conversations with them, being able to enjoy my time together with them. It's huge. Like I love every single aspect of that. You know, even if I have to tell my kids like 15 times to pick up your clothes out of the bathroom, you know, it's just
Yeah.
there. I think it's. I had a moment last night where we were all kind of just sitting. It was after, you know, we had dinner and everything else. We were just sitting there watching a movie, and as we were just sitting there, and I was just kind of like looking around, and I was like, you know what? It's these quiet moments that I'm spending time. Even like, yeah, we're just sitting here watching a movie, but we were all there. We just like we had dinner. I made homemade pizzas and stuff last night, and it was that moment that I was like, you know what? Like, there's nothing better than this.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing better than sitting and enjoying time with my loved ones, with people that I, you know, would love, you know, would do anything for, you know. Watching them, like, again, like watching Cicely go out and do her color guard stuff, you know, watching Landon when he did mountain biking and participating in that with him, when he does his musicals and stuff like that he likes to do, and watching them succeed and watching them enjoy it too, you know, like all of those things. We could be here for hours, but
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of those moments where life almost felt normal last night, where I was like, oh man, like I could get used to this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I had my kids 100% of the time, done, no problem.
Yeah, and the truth of the matter is that could be a realistic possibility in the future.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like it will be. But I mean, I'm not in the dynamic of like what's going on the other side as much as you are.
Right.
And we won't necessarily talk about it either. But I know your kids really care about you and love you. And obviously you care and love about them. So I think that and I'm not saying Erin doesn't. Like, she does. I mean, they're her kids.
In her way.
In her way.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I mean, that's a better way of saying it, in her way. But I think they gravitate more towards how you express it and show it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, and here's the thing, and this is one thing that, again, I can't remember who I was listening to. It was somebody. But they were talking about like the people who play the Disney characters in the parks.
Mm-hmm.
And Disney has a hug rule. And I've probably mentioned it before, you know, on the podcast. I don't know if I have, but the Disney hug rule is like, and it's for the amount of time that you hug a kid, you know, who comes up and hugs the character. And the rule is this: you hug that person for as long as they hug you. And I was like, that's okay. That's interesting. You know, like if it's like, it's just quick, like pat, 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 and then you're done. Like that's what it is, you know. For other people, it's like it's a lot more special, whatever, and they kind of latch on and hold on. You hug them back for as long as they hold on to you.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of rattle around in my head. Well, of course, post-divorce and everything else, you know, I can see that, especially for my son, for Landon, like it's hard. It just sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say recently, but I've noticed that he'll come up and he's like, you know, and he comes in to give me a hug. And I keep that in my mind. You know, it's like, I'm going to sit here and hug you for as long as you want me to.
Yeah, well, Landon's a lot like you are.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. And that's, you know, and the sad thing is that I know, you know, Erin's not touchy-feely.
No.
You know, she even told me once, she's like, I have to tell myself to be that way around my kids.
Mm-hmm. I
was like, that's kind of sad, but that you don't want to do that.
Yeah,
but
I don't think it's necessarily a want to. It's just that's not how she expresses herself.
Yeah, that's not how she's wired.
Yeah.
But it
is sad for the kids, or the kids that want that.
Yeah, because they don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, even, you know, teenagers, it would be difficult to understand.
Yeah.
But being there, you know, and fostering that relationship between him and I.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things that I'm just like, you know, I'm extremely grateful that I that I have that relationship with him, that I have that relationship with Cicely, that I know down the road that, yes, was the divorce ugly for them? 100%. It was ugly for me. I don't think it was ugly for Aaron at all. And to be able to be there and not be that stereotypical, dad out of the situation that, kind of just, well, I guess this is how it is. And, almost disowns his kids to a point, or is like, treats them differently because it's a reminder of the person who hurt you or whatever it is, I do want my kids to look back on, our life and everything else together, even though like through the hard times that, that under no, just no question that there was always love there for them, because there is. I mean, it's not that I don't have to fake that.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I do look forward to, like in the future, to see how things go, between all of us. And, like going through the divorce has been like, it's an eye-opening experience, especially for people who do have kids, and do love their families and everything else. And, it's soul crushing and heartbreaking all at the same time to have that forcibly torn from you because somebody can't open their mouth and then take accountability for what they've done.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, in my situation, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But
watching your kids grow up is very, very bittersweet. So
enjoy. It is. Like,
enjoy them while they're young, because eventually they will not be.
No, and that's the thing. Like, Landon's 15.
Yeah.
I've got maybe 3 or 4 more years left with him, and that's time-wise. That's not like I'll have 3 and 4 more years that we're together. No. The amount of time that we actually get to hang out and be together is going to be shortened because he's going to be busy with all sorts of other activities and everything else.
Work, starting his own family.
Yep. And then once he graduates, he's going to go off to college and everything else. And, with him being as smart as he is and everything else, probably go to the U because they can also get 50% off tuition. And because Aaron will probably still work there. But yeah, like that type of stuff is just...
We'll have to tell him to get his football tickets. But moving on to our last question. All right, what do you got for our last question?
Okay, so my last question kind of goes back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier. Like, we hit those things like in the very beginning, and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny.
Foreshadowing. So
what is the biggest myth that people have about what we do and what this industry is and being your own boss, that you wish other people understood?
The amount of front-loaded time and the amount of stress that most people... Like, oh, you work for yourself. Oh, God, that's so easy. Yes and no. Like,
yeah.
And the fact that everybody always assumes you don't have a quote-unquote boss.
Right.
It's like,
right.
No, you do. They're called students.
Yeah. They're called
like, oh, no, they work, like, you don't work for them. Yes, I do.
That's how I get paid.
That's how we get paid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have a boss. They're called the students when they walk in.
Yep.
It's like, do they tell me what to do? No, but if I'm not here when it's time for their lesson, they will leave.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like getting fired.
Yep.
So that and that it's like quote unquote not a real job.
Yeah.
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 The biggest one is like, when are you going to get a real job? Like, what are you talking about? It's like, that's just a hobby.
It's like
it's a career.
I've been running this successful career.
Yeah.
For 17 plus years. No, it's not. It's not a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. Especially with like eventually at first with like friends and family, they just don't understand.
Yep.
And anytime you do something that kind of goes against the grain of societal norms, you're going to get pushback and people just won't understand.
Yep.
It's like people love the security of a quote unquote 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Or like a guaranteed paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that is it's only going to be what someone else deems it to be.
Yeah.
Versus when you're working for yourself, it's feast or famine.
Yeah.
So either you will do very well or you will do very bad.
Or you will starve.
But that's on you.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going to dictate how your life trajectory goes except for you.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't like that. Some people call it scary, whatever, but it's true. And there's no one else to blame.
Mm-hmm.
So when things are going well, you're the cause. If things are going bad,
you're the cause.
You're the cause.
Yeah.
So you're the common denominator in all of it. So yeah, I would, the biggest thing is people just think that like if you teach martial arts, all you do is teach kids and you don't teach adults and you just quote unquote play.
Right.
Like, oh, you're just playing around. Like you don't really work. No, I really work. Like I am exhausted by the end of the night. And then hopefully you don't take it home with you.
Oh yeah.
Because, there'll be times where you take things home and you're like, you're stressed out about this, you're stressed out about that. Or again, I used to have the dojo phone forwarded to my cell phone.
All the time. Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like it's okay. Like I'll still get leads on my cell phone. That's different. But like if someone calls and they leave a message, I will call them the next day.
Yeah.
It'll be okay. But yeah, just a lot of people don't quite understand the amount of time that it goes into it. In fact, my old basketball coach, he runs his own business too, so he knows. And when I told him that I was going into business for myself and I'm going to be running a studio, he goes, "Hey, congratulations. Now you only have to work half the day." And I was like, he goes, "Yeah, you get to work the first half or the last half." And I was all like, at first I didn't quite understand. And I was all like, he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. So I think that's probably the biggest one is the amount of time that actually goes into running your own business. And you don't have as much freedom as everybody says you do.
I would agree with that. That's one thing that, again, even, and this is one thing that you would think that like, oh, your spouse would understand that or would get that idea that you don't understand that. Like, I can't just like get up and like, oh yeah, I'm going to like, again, talking about vacation time. Yeah. I just can't get up and go on vacation.
Yeah.
Or even if it's like
to plan it extensively.
Even then it's like you want me to take a week off of work in June to go to your parents?
Yeah.
And I'm not taking a week off just to go. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I
won't take a week off to go see family like that. Like Shannon and I took a week last year in September and we went on a cruise for our anniversary.
Yeah.
Like I'll do stuff like that, but if it's like, hey, come see so-and-so during this busy time period for a few days, I'll be like, no, I'll see him in December. Right. Like I'll see him when we actually close the studio for the holidays.
Well, and that was the thing. I remember like several times actually, over that Thanksgiving week. Mm-hmm. Aaron would take the kids up and stuff and do Thanksgiving up in Washington. And she's like, "You should come." I'm like, "No." How? Yeah. Like, are you joking? Like, you do know that like my largest sale day is Black Friday. Yeah. That I literally like sit 4 weeks before, like again, like the front loaded time that we spend, not only the front loaded time of like creating the catalog and everything else that I was doing on top of all of that, to then creating the schedule of like, all right, we're going to do this in half-hour blocks and I'm going to meet with each individual parent that comes in so I can talk about all the different sales and deals. And then I'm going to make sure I get all the goodies and snacks and stuff like that so we could have that there so people come in, get all that type of stuff. And then I'm going to start trying to make big sales and everything else happen. It's like, that's where I make a lot of money for the, for that sale. Nope, just didn't even get it.
Yeah.
And I'm just
No,
like, dude,
I'm very, very lucky with Shanna. Because I go, does my schedule bother you? She goes, no.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? And she goes, well, let's say you worked an overnight job.
Yeah.
Like, that's your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm not going to be pissed because you're working your schedule.
Right.
And a lot of people ask her, like, every time we do Ninja Night on Valentine's Day, they're like, oh my God, he's doing Ninja Night on Valentine's Day?
How dare he?
Yeah. And she's all like, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
he makes money on Ninja Night.
Yeah.
And I'd rather him do that than us just, she's like, I don't even want to go out to eat on Valentine's Day. It's too crowded.
Yeah. Dude, like everybody's out going out to eat on
So
Valentine's Day.
anytime she hears people complain about like our schedule, she goes, well, what if that was a normal job
Right.
and that was his schedule? Would they still complain?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that again, that there are other professions out there that work probably as many hours as we do. Because that's one thing that I don't think a lot of people understand.
No, I'm routinely like 60.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
I think that is the average.
Yeah.
That is the average. And that's if you don't have any other tests or anything else on the weekend, or Ninja Nights or anything else, as, like Shaolin Training Day or, All-Star Weekend or any of that. It's a 60-hour work week.
Yeah.
I remember having a mom, like I was teaching her kid and she comes in to pick him up and she looked at me and she says, I got a question for you. I was like, yeah. She's like, all those hours that are on your door. I was like, yeah. She's like, are you here for all of those? Like you yourself? I'm like, oh yeah. I'm the chief instructor who's here. I'm the one who runs everything.
And those are just when we're working in the dojo.
And she looked at me and she's like, by Friday, by Thursday, you're already at like 40 hours.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah.
And we still have Friday, Saturday.
And you had Friday, Saturday. And she's like, then you have another 2 days. I said, uh-huh. And she's like, are you serious? I said, what you're also not taking into account are the 2 days a week that we work out to train and everything else. We do have a business meeting. And then what you're also not taking into account is the beginning test that we have on Saturday. And then also on the other weeks that I don't have a beginning test, that I'll have an advanced test. And then also we do about, we'll do one of the animal tests about once a quarter, which runs,
2 hours.
2 hours. And that's another weekend that I'm not going to be here. So yeah, and I said, that's not including like, oh yeah, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to do like, my QuickBooks tax paperwork, whatever. I'm going to check the website. I'm going to make some modifications there. I've got to clean the studio because I am the janitorial service. If something's broken, I've got to fix it, So yeah, like that's the schedule. That's how things run. And again, I'm not poo-pooing what we do.
No, here's the truth. If I didn't like or believe in what I do, I would not put in those kind of hours.
Exactly. And
so it sounds like complaining about the hours. To be honest with you, I don't really look at hours anymore.
No.
It's like I look at it is, did things get done?
Right.
And if things can get done faster, I will do them faster.
Right.
If they take longer, they take longer.
They take longer. Yeah.
So.
And yeah, that was one thing that, again, I'm just like, I don't think people truly understand how much like front-loaded time and back-loaded time happen in what we do. And even like, even if it's this or any other type of, like self-employed job, like I would laughingly say that I would go to my boss and ask for a raise. My boss would look back at me and tell me like, shut up and get back to work. And I said, and that's when I would, turn away from the mirror and go back to work. I want a day off. The guy in the mirror said no. So
well, it's funny because that also brings up another point, and then we'll move on. Like, when you're self-employed, if you want a raise, you can give it to yourself by creating more business. So it's like, if I want a raise, it's like you sign up more students.
Right.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Shanna was giving out her yearly reviews to her employees. And like, again, their increase in salary or their raise was already predetermined regardless of their service or their
production.
Yeah. Well, one kid who's fairly young, he's like 22, 23.
Yeah.
He wanted a $5,000 a year raise, which is like a 12% increase on what he was making.
Yeah.
And he got like 2.5%. And he was all pissed at Shanna because he thought Shanna didn't give him the
Was
raise.
holding him back for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Shanna's like, you could tell he's young because where in the world are you going to get a 12% raise at an entry-level job?
Right. Yeah.
And the balls on this kid, like he went to the president and asked why he didn't get the raise. Because at the time they were in the process of acquiring another company. So they're like, if we have this much money, why aren't you funneling it back into your employees?
Right.
That's so to the president's credit, he goes, well, what have you done extra to deserve a raise?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, what? He goes, what have you taken off of Shanna's plate to make her more productive? He goes, here's how it works. He goes, you take stuff off of Shanna's plate.
Yeah.
That frees up time for Shanna to take things off of the vice president's plate.
Yes.
Then that frees up time for the vice president to take things off my plate. And if I have things off my plate, I can work more on producing more money for the company.
Yeah.
He goes, that's how it works. He goes, what have you done to take things off of Shanna's plate?
Nothing.
I just do my job.
Yeah.
He goes, that's why.
Yeah. You did exactly what we paid you to do.
Yeah. So I thought it was funny, but yeah, if you want to raise in your self-employed, you just work harder to get it.
Just get more students. And again, that was the thing, but I think you're 100% right at the fact that we, we do have a boss. Like I don't care what you are. You're self-employed. Yes, you are not your own boss.
Yeah.
Your boss is your clientele.
Yep.
But
moving on to our fight scene.
Ooh.
All right, with the newly final season coming out of The Boys that just came out. I haven't watched it. I want to. We've got Wolverine versus Homelander. I don't know if we've done this matchup before. But we got Wolverine versus Homelander.
Okay.
Round 1, Marvel Universe, Wolverine versus Homelander.
That's the thing, because nobody in The Boys has a healing factor, do they?
No.
I don't think so.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
I've got Wolverine beating.
I do, from overall strength and fighting tactics and strategy, because that's one thing that is different between Wolverine and Homelander. Homelander's just a dick.
Yeah.
And he thinks he's the best.
Yeah. And I don't think there's anything in the Boys universe that is as strong and as sharp as adamantium.
No.
So
no.
I feel like that would be able to pierce Homelander.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, Homelander can use his, heat vision, punch him, whatever, but then he's just going to bounce right back. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely have
Wolverine spitting bullets out when, after, Deadpool shot him. So,
yeah.
You're like, okay.
Okay, so we got Wolverine round 1, Homelander and Wolverine round 2 in the Homelander universe, the Gen V, whatever.
I'm still going to have to go with Wolverine on this one just because, again, granted, Homelander can fly, he can do all of this other stuff, but, Wolverine's fought other, villains and stuff like that who could fly too. But I do think the strength and the tenacity and everything else.
And his fighting ability.
Right. Yeah. And even though it's okay, granted, and this is one thing that I think is, again, Anthony, what's his name, who plays Homelander?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He's
a great actor.
Phenomenal.
The fact that you hate that character
so much. Go straight to him.
He's doing a great job.
Oh, doing it. And he just chews the scenery.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that I think he does really, really well is by showing the fact of how emotionally immature that character is and how pity party he can become.
Yeah.
And I think that's different with Wolverine because you've been alive for a couple hundred years. You're just I've seen it all.
Yeah.
But if you're going to come at me, I will kill you.
Yeah. I agree. I got Wolverine winning round 2 also. So round 3, I'm giving it a clean sweep.
Oh, dude, it's a clean sweep. Yeah. In a cage.
Yeah.
Homelander can't fly.
Yeah.
Okay. good luck on that.
Yeah, exactly. And all your irrational thought process goes right out the window.
Right out the window. Like, yeah.
Homelander, you suck. So
Yeah.
it's a fun character to
Dude,
watch.
Carl Urban is like that man.
Yeah. He's doing well.
He's freaking killing it.
Yeah. But let's move on to our joke of the week. All right, what do you got for a joke this week?
What? I'm going to piss a lot of people off with this one.
Okay.
What do feminists and a knife have? What are the differences between a feminist and a knife?
I know. One has a point.
One has a point.
Yep. All right. There was a king that was 12 inches tall. Terrible king, great ruler. Or this one. I had a Whopper at Burger King the other day.
Yeah.
Took me a couple of flushes to get it down.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that one. That's a good one.
All right, but moving on to our shout outs. All right, anybody you'd like to shout out this week?
I will shout out the Madison volleyball team.
Yeah.
I will shout them out because even though I highly doubt anybody who knows the Madison volleyball team
who's going to listen
from
to this.
Rexburg, Idaho is going to listen to this.
That's all right. They should if they knew it was good for them.
Right, exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
But no, I was extremely impressed with the overall kindness, you know. And again, I said there's a difference between being nice and being kind.
Yeah.
That was there, and it was one of those things that okay, I would love to teach that more to more of the younger generation, more of the younger kids, because I believe that if you can teach that, and that's something that you can have inside yourself, where it's like, I can still be friends with you, I can still like you, and everything else, I will still do my best to basically perform at my highest level. And if that means I beat you, that's fine, but that has nothing to do with me treating you as a kind human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Madison volleyball team. I'm gonna shout out my great aunt Peggy. I talked to her earlier this week. It's been a long time since I've talked to her, but it was great to hear from her. So shout out to you, Aunt Peggy. But all right, Let's move on to our final thoughts. All right, any final thoughts you want to leave the people with?
Yeah, so I would actually go challenge everybody out there to even again in martial arts, whatever it is you're doing, if there's a competitive thing, to be the one to be kind first.
I was gonna say you can be competitive and not be a jerk.
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, I think again, Brett Murakami is probably one of the greatest.
Celebrate everybody's successes, because that just only elevates you at the same time.
Yes, and there's nothing. And I think this is where we get into that fixed pie mentality, where it's just well, if I celebrate your success, that means I have less.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's not how it goes.
I agree, and it's just that all praises raise all ships.
Yep.
So
I agree.
Celebrate people, support them,
Yeah.
be competitive, but don't be an asshole. But thanks for joining us this week, you guys, and make sure you kick it with us next week.
Yeah.